All right, it's time to do that sketchy thing where I talk to myself in public. It's fun stuff. I guess I'm not actually talking to myself, I'm talking to you technically, but to the people over there in this Home Depot parking lot, they definitely think I'm just talking to myself and the people driving by. But anyways, what we're gonna be doing in this video is we're gonna be exploring this abandoned trailer here. Like I said, there's a Home Depot parking lot there. Right behind the camera, there's a old grocery store that's been run down for years, and I'm assuming someone just parked this trailer here because they wanted to get rid of it. I'm just going to explore this thing because exploring stuff's fun, and for another reason too, I kind of want to look at the construction method. This is a very old trailer from looking at it, old camper thing, and I want to explore the construction method of this because I'm building a flatbed on this truck, and the whole point of that flatbed conversion and the whole point of the truck for that matter is I want to build a camper on here at some point. So it'll be really nice to look at the construction method of this, and then hopefully I can see what's not good about this thing, because I see a lot of not good things about that, and I can not implement those things on my camper build. Real quick, when I got here earlier, there's already a couple sketchy things about this situation. We'll get in the camper in a second, but I drove up at night, and right there's a no parking sign. I didn't see that because I drove up late, and then also while I was standing here, I could see out the corner of my windshield when it was dark, there was something black moving in the bushes, but my windshield's kind of smudged, as I'm sure most windshields are, and I was like, it's nothing. And then about 30 seconds later, a boar ran across the road right here. It was a pretty good sized boar too, probably about the size of like a house dog, a decent sized dog. And that way there is a nature preserve about a mile that way, so there's a bunch of critters that run across here. There's a public road over there, so hopefully they're staying away from this area. But the reason why I'm doing so much talking in front of this thing before I go inside of it is because hopefully I'll wake up anything or anybody that may be sleeping inside of there. And hopefully while I'm here, nobody comes and gets me for those no parking signs, because there are cars driving by. One driving by right now, actually. And when I did pull up here, there was a Jeep that pulled up and parked right here for about 5 minutes as I was setting up cameras and taking pictures and stuff like that. But anyways, it's getting kind of light out, so let's go inside and see what's inside of here. We'll do the outside in a second, but if I don't make it out of this thing, there's no point in reviewing the outside. So, all right, first thing, there's a really nice fold down step here, or it used to be nice. I tried to move it earlier, but it definitely does not move. It would fold down completely up underneath the, what are we gonna call this thing, camper. There's actually, this is why you don't use wood, in my opinion, in campers, because it just rots like that. It's not a very stable material. But anyways, let's get inside. Hopefully this floor doesn't fall out from under me. Not too bad. Let's take a look around. Yeah, pretty sketchy. The ton of mold up here, and that seems to be falling down. I don't know what that stain is. It's not blood, that's a good thing. You can see all the exposed insulation. There's actually a Texas license plate there. I might blur that out actually. You don't really want to show license plates on the interweb. All kinds of stuff everywhere. But I'm not really too concerned with all the junk that's around here. Mainly I just want to look at the construction method. So nice cabinets right here, and it looks like this would be a couch that would convert into a bed. It looks like it's in bed mode right now. And then over there, nice stereo. So this is definitely going to be the living room. You can put like a coffee maker here, and if we spin around, it looks like this is a kitchen. So that would be, I assume, yeah, fold down. Oh God, there's like sketchy noises. That would be a fold down table. That's pretty cool. Not that I'm gonna try to take it or anything, but let me try not to die here. Please don't be any snakes. Okay, yeah, that's actually a really nice mini fridge. These things are very expensive. Nice cabinet, so we're definitely in the kitchen here. This is pretty cool. The sink actually overlooks a nice big window. It's one of my pet peeves about camper designs is that generally they don't have nice big windows. Oh man, that was so sketchy. I felt like someone was walking, but yeah, I think it's just something flapping on the other side of that wall there. There's all kinds of crap hanging down like this here. Nice sky roof there. Obviously there would be a plastic cover on top of that. The lights do not work. Again, why you don't build out of wood. So this is even worse. This is not, obviously this is particle board. Wood is generally not, for a number of reasons, a good thing to build out of, but This is ultimately a pretty nice setup here. So there's a lot of cabinets, a lot of drawer space. Oh God, dare I open this? All right, it won't even move. Don't want to open it anyways, that's cool. So this one's pretty cool. So notice how this cabinet it would be a double hinge. Okay, well, let's say this one was a double hinge. It can be a double hinge and they would swing this way, which would be fine, but check this one out. It actually swings up. So that's a very good ideal in a camper design here, because right here is a walkway. So you really don't want this big door. If you notice how long this one is, this one can swing out really far. So it would come out here if it didn't swing up. So that's actually really cool that it swings that way, and it just makes it easier to access, and then obviously isn't in the walkway. It looks like this would have been probably a refrigerator, I'm thinking here, because this is obviously your kitchen area. That looks like a pretty decent size for a refrigerator. And there's some nice stunner shades there. Plywood everywhere. If I ever get around to building a camper, I will not have any plywood. Hang on. I'm probably gonna get rabies from this, but what do y'all think? Oh my God, I can't see anything out of this. This is how I'm gonna die, not being able to see anything through sunglasses. Anyways, and that's nice. Unholy. That's a beer thing. It's not a sign, but the fact that it's unholy, and you might find some unholy things moving this way through the camper. We'll see. So Coleman high-low. That looks just heat. I don't know if that's air conditioning or not, but yeah, it must be air conditioning because it goes way down to 66. So it must be AC and heat. That's pretty cool. Coleman makes a lot of camping stuff, as I'm sure you know. Spare tire if anyone needs it. Oh God, this is where I feel like it's darker back here. This is where I feel like I'm gonna find something. So that would be, can you see that? Yeah. This would be a partition that would slide off and it would close the living quarters. That's actually pretty cool. Hang on, let me come back out here. So this is a really big space. So the interior of this camper is huge, and then the insulation in these walls is pretty poor. So having this partition here is good for two reasons. You can block out the sun for one reason, and two, that partition, you could close that off. There's a police car right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. You could close that off, and then you could just heat and cool this space rather than heat and cooling that space and this space. You pretty much have the length of the trailer, which is pretty cool. Anyways, moving on in here, super dirty sheets. There's that is not a real gun, that's a piece of plastic. That's a buttstock, like a BB gun. So a bunch of, man, when the wind flaps, there's things loose outside and they flap all over the place. It makes a weird noise. That says grandkids. Let's take a look here. Carry a flashlight with me at all times. Nice little toilet, shower. Oh my God, there's a lot of water in that, and it is black. Yeah, kitchen sink, nothing too, what is the name of that toilet? Felford. I think they still make toilets for campers, but yeah, it's a really big, I assume this would be, yeah, probably where you change. So this would be a cupboard here. Oh my God, it won't even open. Anyways, I was trying to open that, but it won't open. Yeah, this is actually a pretty spacious bathroom for sorry, it's really hard to get video on here. It's a really spacious bathroom for a camper, actually. But this is a pretty long trailer. I got my truck right there. Oh God, I'm gonna fall. Parked next to it. And this is definitely longer than my truck. So, and there goes that cop car. Anyways, we'll step out here. You can't plan that. Make sure he's gone. Hopefully they didn't put nothing on my truck. Anyways, we survived. We made it out. All right, so I shut the camera off because that cop car is actually still over there by the rundown grocery store, and the one I was just recording drove that way. We'll see what he's doing. Hopefully he doesn't mind me over here recording this old beaten up trailer, and I can review the outside of it for you. All right, so that was interesting. One of the cops just pulled around and said they're going to tow this thing in a second, and I just asked him if I can take video, and he was like, yeah, sure, and he drove off. But anyways, apparently they're about to get out of here because they can't find the owner. So anyways, we'll do the outside real quick. Good thing we got the inside. Good thing I showed up today too. So what I wanted to show you on top of the roof is, one, it is absolutely disgusting up there, but two, that thing we saw on the inside was definitely an air conditioning, or maybe it was just an air conditioning, but you can see the air conditioning right on the roof there. So the plastic pieces, that white crap that's all broken off, there's actually a tree growing on top of that. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a tree right in front of the air conditioning there, growing on the roof. It's all dead, but anyways, that plastic shroud around the air conditioner is broken off, and you can still see the galvanized steel around there. You can definitely see that galvanized steel's lasted a lot longer than the plastic. If it's not a UV stable plastic, it's just going to break down. Anyways, let's start checking this thing out. So that must be the company that built it there. Tom Johnson something. North Carolina is where it originated from. See what's under door number 1. So that's outside electrical outlets. That's weird because there's another outlet there. Maybe that one there was added later. No idea. Twin axle, you definitely need that with a trailer that's this friggin' long. Let's see what's under this door here. So that one's just storage. That plywood actually looks really good under there. Oh, it's just vinyl flooring. That's why the plywood doesn't look good. And then again, another reason why you do not want to do wood on campers is because they do that. I don't know what this shiny pipe is, but anyways, that's why I'm going to build, when I do my camper for this thing, it's going to be mostly aluminum and foam board. So that stuff will never rot. Obviously the water will soak into the floor and board, but hopefully there's nothing under there. No critters. So we got a tail light, some pipes. That there looks like a water filter. There's a really nice big beefy bumper on there. So automotive companies actually galvanize stuff. You can tell that's not galvanized by the way that guy's rusting. I mean, it could just be really old, but when rust kind of bubbles underneath paint like this, it's not galvanized. So galvanizing is it's another process you have to do underneath the paint, but it makes sure the rust does not end up being like that. And here's the, I'm not going to show that too close, but there's the notice saying that that it's been here since the 1st and it is now the 5th. So it's been here for 4 days, and that's probably why the cops are getting ready to tow it here. So somebody apparently tried to replace this window, and that looks like some sort of a construction adhesive, and they did a pretty terrible job with that. So that was the flapping noise I was hearing inside that was sketching me out. Okay, so this is the AC door, so it definitely has AC because it says it right there. So it's a 110 AC. 110 seems kind of small for me. So generally campers and stuff run on I think 220 volts, but it being a 110 AC it's kind of small for something this big in my opinion. Oh, and there's the that's for dumping your black water, so that would come out of the toilet. There's looks like to be a freshwater hookup. See what's under here. Yeah, some sheets, some kind of tubing back there, routing air conditioning around and whatnot. So potable water only, that's the fill there. There's a lot of doors on the outside of this thing. What is this guy? So let me see. I wish that wasn't half cracked off, but do not know what this is. And it's in a different language, so I can't really read that. Okay, so here's a clue. That, to me, looks like a exhaust port. So this is most likely for, if there is a heater in here, that might be for a propane heating system. And this would be the exhaust for it. So the heat would go through some kind of a heat exchanger inside, and then the heat exchanger would have a fan that blows over it, and it would blow the heat inside of the camper, and then this would exhaust through when the propane's coming out. Check out what's under this door. So they all have locks. That's pretty nice. Guess you want that in all of them. That would be outdoor shower, I'm assuming. So there's your off and on for your faucet, and this would be a place to actually hold the shower head there. It's kind of low, so I'm kneeling right now. And then that would be, I guess, your water hookup. There's definitely a hornet's nest on that guy there, but yeah, I don't know, some sort of water thing there. And there's a wasp nest over there. The critters definitely love this one. There's obviously an awning on it at some point. And then there is another little tree growing on it right there. Just a little guy, but that one's a lot more green. Anyways, zoom back out here. Look at the front here. Could probably tow that thing, but that looks like to be a 2-inch ball. So if I brought my trailer hitch with me, we might be able to tow that out of here. Not like I want this thing, but so here's a propane hookup right here. It would be for 2 gas bottles is what it looks like. So there's one here, one there. And then that would probably run your heat A lot of times fridges can run off of propane, 110, and battery power, 12 volt. A lot of the ones made for campers at least, obviously not household campers, they just run on 110. And then it looks like there's all kinds of electro hookups. A trailer this big is most likely going to be a 7-pin, and therefore it could receive power from the truck, and you could charge the batteries for this guy as you're driving down the road. No idea what that is. It's a pretty interesting mechanism, but I don't know what it is. That is a nice tall jack. I have a trailer at home and my jack's only about that tall. And it is nice to see this guy's actually insulated. So it's quite, man, this is flapping in the breeze. It's a decent bit of insulation, but another reason why you don't want to use wood is framing. The R value of the insulation, so essentially how good it insulates, the R value of this guy is going to be much better than the R value of this wood, and a lot of times the wood is actually considered to be a thermal bridge. So real quickly, what a thermal bridge is you have cold on the outside or hot on the outside, and you have the opposite of whatever's on the outside. You know, you want to keep it warm or cool in there, and the wood is really good at conducting. It's not generally considered to be a conductor of heat, but the wood's R value is so much lower than that of the insulation that is generally considered a thermal bridge, which will flow, you know, the temperature you don't want inside of the camper. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you enjoyed that little sketchy tour of this camper thing in that somebody abandoned in a Home Depot parking lot. Again, there's a whole lot to come for this guy. So there's a couple build videos already up for the flatbed, for the truck, and there's a whole lot of builds for this thing on the channel. If you want to check any of that stuff out, feel free. I'll link some of them down below. And remember, there's going to be a camper build, which will be much nicer than this guy coming to the channel. So if you want to see that kind of stuff, go down below and maybe consider joining the channel. So with that, hey, thanks for hanging out with me. And yeah, I'm Jay. You've been watching Jay Designs. Thanks for watching. All right, so I saw this when I was walking around initially and then forgot to do it when I was taking you around it. But so this was where, there's a tail light there. This was where a tail light used to be. And hopefully you can see the difference in color in this guy. Like, this is absolutely, that's a really beautiful color. Man, this thing, it looks like trash now, but if it actually had that really vibrant blue stripe that went around that's this color, this thing probably looked pretty good in its former glory. It is a really nice color, actually, with the red stripe and the darker blue. Gotta remember that. Getting ready to leave, actually, and something else I noticed, there are no vents for the air conditioner inside of that thing that I saw. So generally they vent right out the top into the living space, but I didn't see any vents at all for that thing, so it must distribute it around the trailer somehow. It says "Kiss the Cook."